Look at this. There we go. Just do a little poof. I love it. Look at that. I just poofed it. I poofed my hair. That's what I did. I poofed it. Oh, my dog thinks I'm talking to somebody, which I am. I'm talking to you all as I'm putting my lipstick on. There you go. A little bit tired today. I work at 1 today, so have some time on my hands. So thank you all for coming in right now. Whew, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm excited about the class on Saturday, the Embolic class about sketching your 2025. And I've been doing some notes and stuff on it. I process things in my head. So that's how I work. I process, what am I going to do? What are the things? So today I've been doing, since I've had some time, looking into different programs and wanting to implement the different programs. Oh, it's been fun. I'm very excited about it. Sometimes when I get excited about things, I can freeze very easily, like freeze up, like, "Ooh, I could do this. Oh," and you just sort of freeze up. But been exploring, not only working with the chat GPT, but also working with Canva and free Canva. Like there's a lot of things that you can do on Canva for free. So I've been looking at things on that and how to create good morning. How to create some really fabulous ideas and things. And like sometimes you have an idea or you have some thoughts, and I've been finding that to brainstorm with AI, it's so cool. It's so cool because it's just gives you ideas. It just does, right? And there's no thank you, Lexi. There's no sort of like there's no filter kind of thing. AI is kind of like the new scrying. That's what I'm going to call it. So it really helps you to look into things, in more depth. And that's what I'm excited about. So it's wanting to look at what you are wanting to achieve. And the Embolic, February 1st is such a fabulous time to do this. It really is. It's really a great time to really start, getting the dust off of January. January is long. It's 31 days. It's getting through that, I call it the dirty part of winter. Getting through the dirty part of winter. Capricorn, it's like, here we go, right? And then you're coming into Aquarius season. It's like the middle. So it's like, oh, so much activity. What are we going to do? And then we head into, the latter part of, of the next part with this. So you go from, the Capricorn and the Aquarius, and then you get into the Pisces. And then it's when you hit March, it's like, whoa, what are we doing now? So that's why I love like February 1st. It's just springy. It's innovative. It's a time to really awaken you. In some places, things even start to bloom. Not where I live. Some people even have crocuses that come up during this time. Not where I live. Just an FYI. Even though it might be a beautiful day out here, that doesn't mean things are going to be starting to bloom or crocuses and tulips are going to be starting to come out. But this is, that embracement, that warmth, that, to come in. So on February 1st with the vision board, it's really getting us to look in depth on and start to look at, yeah, this is what I want to formulate. This is what I want to do. And a lot of people will tell me, well, I don't know what I want to do. Well, what do you like? Like, we'll start there. What do you like? Look at what you like. You like chocolate. Well, what do you want to do with chocolate? Do you want to just eat it? Do you want to create something with it? Do you want to bake with it? What do you want to do with it? Like, this is where, that's why it's a vision, and it's getting to where you want to bring in things that are tangible for yourself and bring in that creativity and to expand. It's like, what do you want to do in your free time, right? What's free time look like to you? Is there a hobby or something that you want to try out that you've never tried? Maybe you want to crochet, maybe you want to knit, maybe you want to sew, right? Maybe embroidery. Maybe you want to learn how to embroider, whatever it is. Maybe it's, you want to learn how to build kitchen cabinets. I don't know. It's getting you to really start to explore and like see how that is like feeling. Does that feel like, does that feel good? Yeah. What's holding you back? Well, maybe you failed a couple times, or you didn't feel like you accomplished it, or you weren't good enough, or whatever your excuses are. Start looking at it. This is a way of opening up. This is a way of discovery. Now, the astrology, right now we are in the dark phases, right? So the moon's in Capricorn and it's sneaking its way into Aquarius. And within the next 24 hours, we're going to have a new moon. And as I was saying last night, this new moon is an activation of the Aquarius energy. We have Uranus that is stopping, and we have Venus slowing down. And Venus is, snuggling up to Neptune in the North Node, and sort of like making those little snuggles of maybe preparedness. That's what I'm thinking. She loves to be in Pisces. So it's like almost like, let's get prepared because I am going to have to go into places I don't want to go and do things I don't want to do. So I want to prepare myself. So this is like, what are the snacks? What are the things I can get? Well, I'm going to be going on this journey and maybe I don't like to go on this journey. It's not where I want to go, but it's looking at the things that I need to take with me that are probably going to be a necessity. So this is where it's like, looking at what is that disconnect that you might have. So you might have some kind of disconnect with things, or with items, or the idea of like, yeah, no, I really need to start looking at this, or this is a priority kind of thing. So, and then you got to look at, well, that's seducing? What am I being seduced by? And is it a reality, because, with Venus being there and, Neptune being there, I could get seduced into something, or into this daydreamy kind of place that's within the subconscious that, is like, no, that's not a reality. It's like, oh, yes, I'm going to go out and buy this $10 million penthouse, and it's 13,000 square feet, and it has an infinity pool, and I'm being seduced by all this, right? It's beautiful. But it's like, yeah, okay, I'm not really there yet. And it's not to get down on yourself because you're not there. You think you should be there. This is where you have to pay attention and not get lost. Not get lost in that subconscious, not get lost. Remember, Jupiter is still retrograde in um, Gemini, right? So it's like not to get lost in that, and he's not going forward until February 4th. So there's some positive energy that's coming in. So today's a great day to get moodling, great day to start looking at like, what is it that I want to achieve? What kind of things do I want for my health? What is it that I need to really look into within my own self? What do I want myself spiritually? Relationships, rise, freedom. What does that look like? Travel. And begin to bunch them together, right? So if you got my workbook for the vision board workbook, if you don't, it's $20. Honestly, I'm still impressed. I did it a couple years ago. I'm still impressed with it. If you are needing that workbook, or if you've already have it, bring it out and start really looking at it. Like, it's great to have these things, but it's better if you utilize them, right? So get your notebook out and start a scrap piece of paper. I don't give a shit, and start really grouping things and start. This is really, this is another point. This is a year of what is it that you want to create? What do you want to begin? We're also coming into the year of the snake. So, what are those connections? What does that look like? And you might say, well, I don't have a lot of money. I can't do stuff. There are so many things like right now online that you could do for free. My class is $35. If you can't afford the $35 and you want to come, just let me know. I'm like, okay, come on in, right? Pay me when you can, if you can, right? I want to open this up because I want to bring in more vision for people. I want to bring in, and here's my word, more of a spectrum and allow for things to evolve, to create, to bring forth the magic, right? And reach. I mean, I have a goal in my head of how many people I want to reach this year. Like I really want to expand the things that I do and how I want to do that. Like how am I going to expand this? How am I going to outreach? What are the things do I need to do this, right? And it's like, oh, well, maybe I have to get outside my house and I got to go to, different meetups and go to different markets, but maybe not necessarily being in the market, but going to talk to people, right? So doing that sort of mingling and um I just got like mooching or mooing or this moodling with people. It sounds kind of exotic. Sounds kind of like seductive if you think about it. But getting out and enjoying, getting out and reaching out. So one of the things could be like an event that you want to go to. So we just had at the casino a 90s revival, right? And the people that went that I knew just like loved it. And I'm like, that's awesome. It's maybe going to something like that. Or if there's a concert coming up and that's the concert you really want to go to, it's like, okay, yeah, I really want to go to that. Or maybe you didn't even know that you have in your town a theater club. And it's like, well, I don't want to go on, I'm not, don't want to go on stage, but I love to be a part of the theater club. Maybe I can volunteer in some way in that theater club. This is the outreach. This is moving beyond. If you're just, and I'm bad for this, if you're just staying in your house and it's just you and your dog or you and your husband, I put the dog first and then the husband. But if that's the only people, and then maybe it's a few other people outside of that you see, that you connect with, this is like, oh, we're limiting ourselves, people. We're limiting ourselves. We really have to go further. We really have to step out of that comfort zone. So maybe it's a local community center, and your local community center has a arts and crafts night, or has a dance night, or maybe it's learning to square dance. I don't, I'm just throwing this shit out, right? Just to get people to look at, right? You heard at me, the dogs. This is because you can't, if you, this is truly, it's hard to stress. It's like, what I was stressing the thing about 2019 and 2020 about saying, oh, better watch for this, this, and this, right? Well, this is where it's like, yeah, well, you better watch out how, you know, that connection, how you're coming in. And it's funny, since I said, about the year being in common sense and etiquette, I've been hearing it all over the place. Oh, yes, it's a year of common sense. It's a year of etiquette. It's a year. And I'm just like, and these are people that you don't usually hear this from, like Via Fry and oh, what is it? I think they said it on Redactant or something like that. And another news thing that I was listening on, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. All right. Uh, you know, so this is really, that's this energy. And in this new moon is like getting you to step into it. And I think this Saturday is going to be something that's a catapult for people and reaching out for people. And I feel it's important, right? To do this. And if you can join me would be awesome. New moon readings will be coming out tomorrow, and they're just going to be a video of me looking so fabulously beautiful with the new hair and the lips. And so I'm going to be sending those out tomorrow. And yeah, let's just step into things. Let's just shake off that old kind of routine and things that kind of keep you into a rut and get you to where you can expand, where you can create and connect. That's so what this time is. And especially March is going to be kind of like cray cray. March and April is going to be real crazy energies that are going to come through, that are going to kind of like maybe catch you off guard or get you swaying all over the place. But if we're putting down our anchors, right, and our objectives, it's going to help us to stay the course. It's going to help us to hopefully steer around some of those storms or manage them as they come forward, right? So that's the beauty of it, right? Right. See, right. So let's pull out some cards, see what this is all about. And if you see someone online, and I'm guilty of this too. You see someone online like, oh, look at that person. They got blah, 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 blah. Okay. You know what? Turn it around and look at saying, oh, look at this person. How did they create that world? And you might, this is where it's like, well, I would like to have something similar. Of course, I'm not going to have the exact same thing because I'm not that person, but I like to create something that is just fab, but in my own image, right? You're ready to delete all your social media accounts. And then what? Here's the objective. And I love it when people say that I'm going to delete all my social media accounts. Awesome. Then what are you going to do? And why do you want to delete them? This is like, cool. It was nice seeing you because I don't know how I'm going to connect with you except through text. But it's like almost where, okay. As soon as you said that, and it's funny when you said that, the first thing I thought, okay, you're going to go live in your cabin up in the hill and not see anybody. I was going to create a new fresh one. Okay. So, okay, because when you first said I'm going to delete all my social media, it's like, okay, goodbye. You're gone. But no, rephrasing that and saying, I'm going to create a new fresh look for my social media. What is that fresh look? And that's beautiful. It's like I'm going to create a new fresh look for my social media. I'm going to create a freshness for the new walk I'm going on. Starting to phrase it, right? Because as soon as you said the first one, I was just like, okay, she's going bye-bye kind of thing, right? So this is again, how are we phrasing this? How are we creating this? And what does that look like? I wasn't going to put my business to it. You're not going to connect your business to it. Okay, that's cool. So moodle with that. What does that look like? What does that feel like to you? What is that new look? It's like not the thing is that it's like it's almost where it's like when people say, I'm gonna dye my, and you just get this spur of the moment idea. I'm gonna color my hair red. So you go out and buy red hair dye, or you just find a box of red dye in your bottom of I'm gonna just do that without kind of thinking it out. It's like, oh, I got to go to work for 2 hours, but I'm going to dye my hair red now. Well, I might need a little bit longer to do that. And so, this is all part of the vision board. This is all part of the vision. This is all part of the modeling. What does it look like? What is it? What are those things that I want to implement? What do I want to be associated with? So, and I didn't some of my gray's coming out. I think that's kinda cool. I didn't, yeah, it sounds like something Lexi goes, "Sounds like something I know." You do, "Boop, I deleted it." Then you're like, it's okay. I'm gonna pick on this is a Gemini. I'm going to clean up all my piles. And then next thing you know, you clean them all out, you throw all the shit out, and then 2 days later, where is that? Fuck! I think I threw it out in the recycling bin, and the recycling truck already came and took it away. So this is like, don't get seduced by the craziness of it all, right? So you know, so we don't want to get, caught up. We want to like sort of look at it, write it out, play with it a bit, and see what that looks like. And as we do that, we have the balance that comes in. So the Libra energy comes forth. And with that Libra energy, it wants to bring forth a fair and just decision. What is that? What it is, standing up for what you know to be true for yourself at this time and those beliefs, right? So looking at those fair and just. And with that, is this two? It's one. These cards are quite thick. It's the two of earth. So it's the balancing. It's balancing the things that you need on this plane in this muggle world. What are those? What is that? You know, what is the in and the out? What are the debits and the credits? What are those balances that need to happen? And because there could be a lot going on in your life right now. So it's really easy to throw the baby out with the bathwater kind of thing. It's very easy to delete things that you think that you don't need. It's the need to make a decision. So it's like, okay, I need to make a decision. Well, maybe I need to move out of it and do something else. So I'm going to um go knit. I'm going to go create something. I'm going to go do some more play. Then I can come back and make those decisions on what it looks like. And with that, you got to trust in the intuition. So we have the balance. So balancing the intuition is important. So balancing that out. That means like sometimes I got to come in with a logical mind, not just like, oh, wow, that feels so good. That's very seductive. Okay, that feels so good. Hmm. But, maybe there's some other routes or something else that I can do. Bring in some little bit of practicality with that. That means I'm going to be bringing in a little bit more of a balance with things. So I'm not so going crazy and feeling overrun by things. So have patience. Consider things carefully before we're doing it. And that's why we Moodle, we draw it out. And that's why my workbook, if you're wanting it, just get a hold of me, DM me, and you can download it. That's the other thing is like, this is like, okay, you know what? I really got to look into creating certain things. Like, what do I need to create in order to do the things I want to do? What are those steps that I need to do? And like many of you, like I get very over like, ooh, anxiety rises up to me and I'm just like, oh, and then it freezes me from doing anything because I'm afraid I can get involved on I don't know, TikTok or watch a movie or play a game or something like that. But this is like, okay, if I'm overwhelmed, how can I take that step back? How can I logically start putting things down, writing out the steps that I need to do? Because as I write them down, then I'm creating something. I'm bringing in that balance. I'm allowing myself to make decisions and say, you know what, this doesn't sound right. This isn't what I want. And that's the other thing is like working with, if you, on Saturday, we are going to bring in the Chat GPT. If you haven't used it before, it is free. And just sort of like allow yourself to play with it, right? And sometimes it's scary to play with something new. Oh, I've never done that. What's this? But stepping out and stepping into something really cool really helps. It's awful. I struggle so much with the anxiety and overwhelmness. Yeah, and it freezes you. And again, that's also has to do with how am I getting myself out? Like, what is stopping me from moving outside that door and connecting with others or connecting with a community? You might go to something and you don't like it, right? Um, there is some markets I've done and stuff, and it's like, that doesn't feel right to me, or I didn't jive with those people. That's fine. That's perfectly okay, right? You might find something that maybe it's like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to go to that type of market. Maybe my energy is moving to something different or something with a higher vibration than what was there. Your vibration might have been too high for it, and that's why you just didn't jive with it at this time, or maybe it was too low and you have to raise your vibration. So you have to connect, you have to work on that. So that's what this is all about. This is a work in progress. And that's what we're doing, and that's helping to bring in the balance. So don't get overwhelmed. Take some steps back. I mean, we do have some positive aspects that are coming in right now with everything. And let's just bring this up and I'll just show you. It's kind of like everything feels backed up. And so, well, it's hard to see, but yeah, everything's very backed up on life right now. I can't share on anything here, can I? Share. Oh, I can. I can share a screen on here. So, here, see from the north node all the way over to where the moon is. Like there's a lot going on in here. Yeah, there's a few planets over here, but this is really backed up on for energies, and I'll just show you guys here. So things are really backed up. So when we're looking from here, that's the north node, all the way to the moon, there's a lot of activity in between here. So it just feels like everything's piling up. Oh, the screen is black. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the screen's black on YouTube. Oh, can you see it now? Is it back? I can see it. Is it still black? My shared screen? Nobody. Now I can see it. Okay, thanks, Lexi. So right here, this is where it's kind of backed up. So we have the north node here, and then all the way to the moon. So this is the backed upness. Here, going down here, we still have Jupiter in retrograde, right? So we have Jupiter in retrograde, and it is making aspects over to the moon, and it's making, some aspects over, of course, there's sort of like this square, it's off the square, but it feels kind of strong still there with everything. And the moon is slowly coming up to where the sun. So the moon's going to have to pass over Mercury. It's going to have to pass over Pluto here and all the way to the sun. So we have this, to come over to this. This is going to be about 5 a.m. So we got a lot of information that's going to be coming to us. And then the thing is that that's where the overwhelmness can be, because we might feel so overwhelmed that it's like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, it's too much. So I want to escape in some way, right? Boop, there I am. I'm back again. So I want to escape in some way. And what does that escape look like at this time? So, my people, my people, my beautiful people, I want you to have a beautiful day, and may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you so very much, and have a fabulous day. I'm just going to tell my son no. And have a fabulous day. And if you're wanting to get the readings, if you're wanting to join anything, when it comes to my classes and stuff, just let me know. All right. And have a blessed one, everyone. And sending you out so much love. So we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. And bye-bye. So I'm going to stop because I'm beginning to what I call waffling. See ya.